Alright guys, welcome back to Redstone for Dummies. Today we're going to go over what is called the AND gate. Basically, the simplest way to explain that is that if you have two or more inputs, the output will only be on when all of your inputs are on. So here in this example, I've got the 4 different possibilities for 2 inputs, and the output is only on here if my inputs are on as well. So in these scenarios below right here, there's at least one or more input that is off and the output is off as well. So again, all of your inputs have to be on for the output to be on. So here's a simple AND gate. Basically, we've got 2 levers on the left hand side right here, which will power a block that has a redstone torch on it, and these redstone torch are linked to that redstone dust right there that is used to turn on and off this redstone torch right over here, which will power this circuit that's right beside the piston right there. So as soon as I will turn on one of the levers, depending which one I turn on, there's going to be either this torch or this torch that goes off. This redstone dust will stay powered until both torches are off, and when that one goes off, this torch goes on, which powers the piston, which makes the output go on. So again, here's an example. If I power this lever, this torch goes off, but the circuit is still on right here, so that torch stays off. But if I turn on the other lever, then this redstone dust goes off, turns on that torch, and turns on everything else, then powers the piston. So here's one that's basically the same thing with 3 different inputs. So same principle, 3 redstone torch this time, linked to 1 lever. And here all levers have to be on for the input to be on. So here's an example again. If I turn on this one torch goes off. Turn on this one, the other one goes off. And the other one, last torch goes off, which turns on this one and powers the piston. Next, we've got this one that uses a repeater and a piston. So basically, again, same thing, both levers have to be on. If I turn on this lever, you'll see that the current goes up to this point and then stops because there's nothing here for the current to go through, then power the block. So if I power this lever, then the piston will push this block in front of the repeater and the current will be able to go through the block and then power the piston. So here, if I do it right now, right here, you just saw it, piston pushes the block, powers the redstone dust, and then powers the piston. So here we've got the same kind of gate, but this time it only uses 1 block wide of space, so it's vertical. If I turn on this lever, it pushes the block in front of the repeater. If I turn on this one, then current goes through, and if I turn this one off, current can't go through because the block isn't there anymore. And lastly, we've got this one, which kind of uses the same principle, but this time there is no repeaters. This time the block will prevent the redstone dust that's beneath the block to be linked with the redstone dust on each side of the block. So when I will power this lever, then you're going to see that this redstone dust goes off because we have an inverter right here, which will retract the block, and then the redstone dust will be able to link to the other sides. So here's an example. If I turn on the lever here, pistons retracts the block, redstone dust connect to the other sides, and then powers the piston. So that's just another kind of AND gate you can make, along with all these ones I showed you guys earlier. Alright guys, so that will do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, as always, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, go see my Facebook page, and again,